of like the role of a parent? Like what role should parents play in their children's lives?
I kind of take it back to like a biblical sense. The role of a dad is to be the provider and the one who provides that structure. The woman is going to provide that comfort and that emotional support, where a man is going to help the child get past the emotional standpoint and teach him how to survive in this world. Do we empathize with each other, a man and a woman? Of course we should. That's just love itself. However, the way society is built up with the ills within society, you're not always able to be the provider.
Ask me, what did I see? Will you believe me?
Well, child support, I do mainly look at it in the traditional sense, just to say, the financial need, but in essence, child support is just pretty much a mother and a father both being a part of a child's life, both, mentoring the child, encouraging the child, and just supporting the child's well-being.
The responsibilities of a parent go beyond just child support, go beyond just financial support. I mean, there's the day-to-day care, there is just the emotional support, it's just the regular routine things that children need all the time.
The day my dad got me this shirt, we went to a festival.
A typical day for me will be, it starts probably around 1 to 2 in the morning because the baby's waking up and he wants to nurse. And before around 7 when my oldest gets up and he bursts in my room and he's hungry, I make breakfast for him and then I feed the baby for school and daycare and also packing lunches and taking care of myself in the meantime. I have 2, but a lot of times it feels like more because we're constantly having play dates and constantly having friends over.
As far as child support goes, I don't really feel as though the father should just be able to give the mother money to be. It's more about the relationship that you actually have with the child in a whole. You can't just pay for everything and say you're a good father. That just means you're a good provider. You get what I'm saying?
As a single parent, one of the main struggles that I've had was pretty much the amount of time that I've been able to spend with my child. And recently I've been working at least 6 days a week to supplement the income that I don't have from the second parent.
So usually I come home on my lunch break and I'm either prepping for dinner or I'm washing clothes, I'm doing something else for the kids to try to get things done. At the end of my day, of course, I pick both kids up, I come home, I prepare dinner, I try to find some quality time for each child.
I have daycare expenses, his clothes, he grows so big, his shoes, he run out of them so much, food, he's growing so he eats a lot, school supplies.
My daughter's 11. Well, it started to become more of a financial burden with her getting older, and there's more activities that she wanted to be involved in and things that cost money that I didn't have. So it's it became an issue where if I don't file for child support to get that extra income, then she won't have the same privileges as a lot of other children.
I did put him on child support before, and because he works as a barber, he has a master barber license and he wasn't paying the child support. So they threatened to take his license, so that's why I took him off. And time is very important, but money is important as well. And I feel like his father, he could buy the new electronics that he's always getting, but it's like you never ask, what does your child need? Or, hey, here's a couple dollars this way. 1, 2, 3 weeks, it goes months without him even calling or sending anything. But I'm gonna have to put that child support in place because that's how it's gonna be. If they threaten to take his license, oh well, you're gonna have to figure it out on yourself, because you go through things, I go through things as well, but I go through it with our son and I make sure our son is okay.
You got a guy out there who's not trying to do anything, or females not trying to do anything for their kid, and then you making the money.
Child support, I mean, it's pros and cons to it, you know. If somebody isn't taking care of their child, then I think you should be able to put them on child support. But I don't like mothers who do that out of spite, because, you know, they're no longer with their father, or just some other reason, just to, you know, a way to get back.
The male perspective, all of us should agree that the person you should be able to take care of your child, and you should not need the courts to delegate and tell you how you should take your child. One of the issues is talking about child support abuse, because you have a lot of females as well as males who utilize the system to some degree because they're disgruntled, and then they use that system as a way to, you know, as a weapon to some sort. Now, mind you,
I think the courts have too much power. I think, you know, from a parenting perspective, I think the parents should be able to work together, you know, and to make parenting decisions together as far as the well-being of the child is concerned, you know, and take the power away from the court. Sometimes you do need a mediator to help, you know, with decisions if you have one parent that's not, you know, trying to give into what the other parent is, you know, trying to accomplish for the benefit of the child, because that's what it's about. It's not
too much power to let them run our household when it's our household, then we need to be run.
you got to be the parent first and not their friend. You know, these kids these days, they fall out, they stomp. All my mother and grandmother had to do was look at me, and we knew what time it was. We knew not to talk back, and if you think you're talking under your and the law doesn't protect the parent, it protects the child. The police can kill your child, but a parent can't correct their child. Something wrong with the system. And the children.
I have an uncle that was a family court lawyer. I have a lot more insight on how corrupt the system is when it comes to welfare of a child and child support.
Now, as far as with the child support thing, now I have some friends that work in the child support system or whatever, okay? Now, okay, you are not getting what he is paying, okay? If he's getting extracted out of his check monthly, $300 a month, honey, you're not getting $300. You're not getting that $300. You're probably getting about $75, eating up the rest of it. They're taking it. This is a business. This is an industry. They're not playing.
When it comes to both parents, they're both guilty on either side, and the judges just need to stop being biased, and we need to advocate more for these children. Set up more systems to make sure that the child's not being cheated out of money that is meant for them. You know, medical, dental, food, clothes, school supplies, and it all needs to go to a child and not to a mother or a father's brand new watch or sneakers or tennis shoes.
Because the system has got in. There's a gap. Anytime the system is in it, then there's a gap somewhere. Now, law enforcement has become the surrogate parent. The surrogate parent. The whole objective is to extract dad out the home. The whole objective is to extract mom out the home or make mom dependent upon the system. That is a crutch that is to lean on. That's the whole objective. Why? Because the child is at stake. So how do we, the bottom line of it is, it has to be some cohesion. It has to be some cohesion. Okay, what can we do different? Again, this goes back, and not to be redundant, but it goes back to the same thing all over again. Making the proper decisions, and if you made the wrong decision, right, fix it.
Some of the things I do, I try to look for different stuff for her to join. You get what I'm saying? Like, I want her to be versatile as possible. You get what I'm saying? But so I'll just buy a little camera, see what she can do with that. You know, like, it's different ways to be successful out there, and I want to introduce her to as many as possible.
This is all a billion-dollar business. And to kill all that billion-dollar business, how about a billion-dollar idea? How about share with them where you come from and share with them what they need out of life? Give them that more stability so they can stand still and they can be upright citizens.
The other thing that they missing, you gotta be able to give them that.
emotional and the love and the nurturing stuff is the things that a lot of them children be missing. 4 o'clock in the morning and change his diaper with one eye open, feed him his milk till he go back to sleep, or those. So them the things that you missing when you're going through all this child support stuff. You missing that part. And watch people that don't acknowledge their children. I don't see how they can do that because you miss so much so fast. Like they be walking before you know it, then they talking before you know it, then they like and you just going through the motions and they already grown telling you some things and you be looking at them like where you get that from?
Spend time with your child. You have to spend time with your child. You have to take them to extracurricular activities. You have to do things with them, and you have to build that bridge because there's a gap. I know there's a gap because the system has got in. You laying with. You gotta know who you know. My sisters gotta know who you laying in that bed with, and that brother, you gotta know that woman that you're taking her spirit in. You have to know that because, like, we're stiff-necked and hard-hearted, just like our forefathers. We do the same thing repetitiously. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. It's a curse and it's a cycle. Now we have to have the government to step in. We have to have enforcement to step in. You know, I know a brother that he has to pick up his child, but when he pick up his child, they have to meet at the police station out front, right? Because he's crazy, she's crazy, and so forth. We have to be very cognizant, very methodical on who we deal with, why we deal with them for whatever reason. You know what I mean? And we're having children and not understanding the consequences with having a child.
Stop having so much unprotected sex until like you really know that person. Like then even still, you never know. You can have the baby and then that person could change, everything could change. So, I mean, just make sure you on the same level as y'all on the same level of whatever's best for the child at the end of the day. I think we lose sight of that a lot of the times, and that's what's really important there.
Like, for example, I take my son on walks just to show him, what nature looks like. I show him what trees are, I show him what the sky is. A lot of cars ride by, and lately he's been pointing at cars like, like that's a car. You feel me? He says car. You feel me? He's learning stuff. You feel me? Like if you don't do certain things with your child won't learn certain things. If you understand what I'm trying to
Your heart, not because you have to do it. That's the difference. You have to do it, you get mad. But when you do it from your heart, it's a big difference.
Because you're not giving room for the government to come in. Whatever y'all tiffs are, disagreements are, y'all go back and forth with that. Y'all, but then raise the child upright. Raise them upright and not put the system inside of what you got going on. That was not the intent. It wasn't the intent. You agree?
The system wasn't there when you laid down.
Right. CPS was not in the room, or law enforcement was not in the room when y'all laid in the bed together. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, right. That would be real awkward, right? That would be totally awkward. I think like what we just totally.
If you don't have the money, then you go to jail, and I don't see the.
That's for the parents that are trying to be in their children's life.
Trying to be in their life, trying to, what I mean?
You have parents that they are just satisfied with paying money or not paying nothing, or just just neglecting the child altogether. But for the parents that are being parents, let me be a parent. Like it's nothing for me to buy my kid something. That's my kid. I love my child. I want to see the best for my child, And so from that mindset, speaking from that mindset, it's a privilege for me to be called a parent.